Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to another episode of Entropia content. No, sorry for my episode being a little bit late today to upload. Just had a bunch of stuff going on for the weekend. It's been pretty wild. Was watching the big UFC fights last night. Had a whole bunch of people over for, well, not a whole bunch, within the limit of the lockdown. Had some people over and it was just family for the whole fucking pool situation. Pool got a little bit trashed, party got a little bit out of control, had a lot of broken shit to clean up and a lot of crap to clean out of the pool. Not shit, luckily. Maybe insect shit. Alright, so today's episode, what was I going to be doing? Oh yeah, I was hoping to finish up some of the Monria stuff, because I fucked it up completely last time. Surprise, surprise! Now, it was supposed to be quick to go to Monria and work my way back to Calypso, check out the protest for the Mankini, but I have a feeling by the time I arrive, oh, here's some cool looking players. Enigma. She sounds cool. Maybe she's seen my videos. Now, I find it mostly the sweat community I run into, because I guess I've been doing tutorial videos a little bit for Entropia, so a lot of noob players are checking them out. Occasionally Uber players come up to me and say hi too. Now, I encourage everyone not to come up to me and give me a whole bunch of PED and other donations. I'm just kidding, you can do that. Now, Beamer used to help me out with a lot of free items and stuff in the game. Well, not really free, but he would help me, like, give me loot for healing him, and also pay for the decay on the loot, on the FAP and stuff. So I was thinking that was really nice of him, but I don't like collecting a whole bunch of free stuff usually without paying people back. So eventually when it came to his birthday or Christmas or something, I would hook him up with the gift. I think I gave him the Elder coat the one year, but I don't think he liked it because when you're a senior, you probably don't want people calling you old all the time. I should have got him the young person's jacket. He probably would have liked that better. Nah, sometimes I'm very oblivious to how I insult people, and then afterwards I realize. Like a lot of times with vegan friends I have, I make comments about eating animals, and then after I'm like, oh yeah, the vegans. Alright. Alright, sorry folks, that was just my roommates always constantly bugging me to do shit for them. It's the one nice thing about having roommates, it'll never leave you bored for too long, or feel like you're alone. I kind of wish I was. Now, to be honest, I used to have my apartment for years where I was alone. And then even that gets to you after a while, so either side of the fence, it always seems greener on the other side. Hey, Bonnie just logged in. I wonder if she has some cool streams going. I think it would make a neat episode if I could meet up with Bonnie when she's doing her streams, so you guys can see what her channel's like in person. Now, she always thought it was weird that I would watch her streams and then just follow them around collecting up the fruit and stones. And I found it was weird. Everywhere they were hunting, fruit and stones was just appearing. And I'm like, man, I'm watching the stream. I might as well walk around near them. They were hunting some pretty intense creatures, too. Alright, so enough fucking talking. I gotta get some shit done. God damn it. I'm the worst Entropia streamer ever. I'll just walk around in circles doing nothing. Be spaced for fucking 2 hours and just talk the whole time. God. Alright, so what did I want to buy? I wanted to get some nanocubes. I was thinking of dispersing the nanocube thing out so that I fucking buy and resell all the loot. But fuck. Just gonna buy 30 again? Maybe I should sell everything first. No, let's just buy 30 again. Alright, so I'm buying the 30 pet of nanocubes. and have to go collect the daily mission from. Shit, that was close. Yeah, don't forget, you guys, when you want to start the daily mission, you actually have to begin it. I heard there was some sort of, well, I even went to Calypso and checked it out a bit, that how they redefined or reworked the mission system. Now they have it set up so if you're beating a mission, you don't actually have to go and collect the broker or whatever. It'll just start automatically. Because a lot of people would end up completing mission rewards, never finding the mission broker, and then not completing the missions. So I think that's why they tried to fix things. Looks like there's a pretty decent Monterey community going today. Eh? Today's Sunday, so figured it would be a little busier. Maybe I'll go say hi to everyone, see if anyone's seen my stream before. Yeah, I was going to say sorry to the Entropia community. I know the last few episodes have been really slow and boring. It was mainly because I was in a fucking situation of extreme heat waves. Today the fucking heat has let up a bit, so I can almost think again. Almost. Alright, hopefully no more further interruptions and I can get this crafting mission started. So what I'll do is I'll talk to Toby and see if I can find out from him if it's time. And he says, yep, can you bring it? I say, will do. Alright, so now that's what we have set up is 500 crafting attempts. Remember how I was getting shit luck on all the terminals around here? So maybe I'll just go straight to the terminal that I was having better luck with. No fucking around. Is it just me or does it seem dark in the station today? I don't know what it is with Entropia. When I set up the double monitors, it always seems to go darker on me. And it takes away the options of increasing the brightness when you go to double screens. So it kind of really sucks for streaming. I wish I was able to play it with it being proper brightness. If anyone knows a solution to that, I'm not even sure exactly how to describe the problem. Yeah, a little frustrating. I think my roommates are going to call me about 1,000,000 times throughout the course of this video. I don't know how many times you can say like, hey, I'm trying to record something. Do you mind if I could have like just a fucking hour of free time? Roommates. Now what happens is when I got the double monitor, sometimes I have it on the actual XSplit screen, then I hit the click button, I'm like, why the fuck isn't it working? And I'm like, oh yeah, it's the other monitor. Alright, I'm pretty sure this was the crafting terminal that I was having better luck with getting blueprints. Maybe because it's a fucking traditional crafting terminal. Maybe that's the secret. Yeah, if I get a global here, then this is officially the secret. Now, technically, I'm not chasing globals for this video. Everyone knows what I'm trying to do here is to show the best way, or one of the ways, to complete the 500 crafting mission for the skill zone Monria. Right, so this is officially me playing Entropia and talking, for God's sakes. Now I'm kind of wondering, like, God, like, a lot of people like to do crafting videos in Entropia. That's the one thing I don't mind is if there's a crafting video and it has somebody talking. But if it's just the crafting, I find it a little bit hard to watch because I'm like, man, why don't I just go craft? I'm just mixing a drink. I did a recording earlier, so for the other game that I play, Clone Evolution. So I'm probably going to need a little bit extra fluids to talk through this one. Oh. I haven't hooked up my water distiller yet, and I'm pretty sure I need to. Our water tastes kind of okay, but I'm pretty sure it has lots of calcium and buildup of other minerals. Not to mention all the fucking dirt. Pipes in our area are very old. Could be lead even. Now, some people are always asking, like, what are you on, man? Maybe it's the fucking lead in the pipes. I swear it's that. It has nothing to do with the vaporizer. Now, I shouldn't joke. Lead poisoning is fucking no joke. It's not just Michigan that has the problems with the water, or Flint, or whatever that place was called. It's actually a fucking pandemic, or not a pandemic, whatever, a crisis across Canada as well. Because if a lot of our cities were built around the same time as Flint, Michigan, and surprise, surprise, we used the same building codes as they did back then. So most of the city's drinking water pipes are all coated with lead, or are lead. It's funny because we're trying to do a story about it, and they're like, oh, we gotta find a building to test to show how bad the lead is. We're like, haha, let's go check City Hall, see how it is. Fucking tap water in City Hall was coming with a drinking fountain. It was like toxic levels of lead. So I'm not really laughing because it's funny, more the whole stress thing. I swear that's why I swear so much. Now, if people are wondering if I swear this much all the time, no. Most of the time I'm around like people that you're not supposed to swear around. So I can go the whole days without swearing. But one issue I noticed with that is if you do it too much, it builds up stress to the point where you get like having to see counselors and shit. So it's like, why not just swear? Working out is another good one. Thank God the temperature is going down. I can start working out again. I want to do a video series about how you can get fit playing Entropia. So if anyone's interested in a get fit while playing Entropia video series, let me know. It's not really one of those video series where I'll be able to say, hey, I'm already fit and be able to show it to you. It'll be a work in progress. See if me and maybe any other viewers that want to join along can get fit while playing Entropia. My whole theory behind it is when you work out, like I've been working out my whole life in various phases, varied degrees of intensity. But one of the things I could say I learned for sure from working out, why am I getting so many fucking near successes? This is bullshit. My fucking blueprint is almost 100% fucking quality rating. I have the quality fucking banked all the way to the fucking top. All these should be success, with a couple near successes. None of this fucking whole sheet of no successes. It's fucking bullshit. Wait, let me check. Did they even give me anything yet? Like, no offense to Monria, but I guess I get spoiled crafting on Rocktropia. Because this is like absolute trash in comparison to what you get on Rocktropia. Like 1,000 clicks on Rocktropia, I'd be probably looking at a couple recycle prints by now. With like a turnaround of maybe 200 ped coming in. But maybe that was just some fluky luck on Rocktropia. It's like, come on, Monria, give me one of those recycle prints and we'll turn this all around. That's all it'll take. Now, it's kind of funny too, like, how did our city solve the whole lead pipe issue? Everyone getting like really bad lead poisoning in the whole fucking city. Well, anywhere that has the older buildings. or old pipes. What the city officials determined is that the way you could do it is if you ran the water for like say 2 minutes and then drank some, it had way less lead in it within acceptable levels. But then there's the whole water conservation issue. How many people walk up to a tap, turn it on full blast for 2 minutes before they actually use the water? Like 2 minutes, if you're sitting there timing it, that's like a fucking long time, right? It's enough to fill like buckets and buckets of water. But that's the solution. So I was thinking another way to get around that would be water distillation. Alright, to get back onto the Entropia content, if you get a whole bunch of distilled water, it can help you. Now, because when you're working out all the time, one of the things you need to do is not only drink lots of water, but you also have to take breaks. And some of those breaks are better if you're like just sitting around doing nothing, just like letting your body rest. So it's like, isn't that perfect for Entropia? Like if you wanted to get ripped, exercise, fit, or whatever, and you're playing Entropia, you're actually two sides of the coin. You have both that you need. It's like Entropia is a game where you sit around taking a lot of breaks, but you're supposed to get up occasionally, exercise, so that you don't fucking cramp up from sitting at a desk all day, right? If you're going to be gaming the whole day. So technically there's your solution. It's like if you're working out, just do a few reps, do your workout, and then you have to take breaks in between sets so you can work out while playing Entropia on your breaks. It's like two lifestyles that sort of should coexist. One cancels it, or one requires the other. Surprise, surprise, the roommate's in to interrupt the fucking recording once again. Alright, let's go back to construction. Oh god. Did I hit construct and nothing happened? It's the whole double monitor thing. It's like when you have a double monitor and you click on Entropia, usually it doesn't click in right away. You have to double click because one click is to establish that you're on that monitor. But sometimes I'll forget that and I'll click it once and I'll be like, why the fuck isn't it working? Oh boy. Alright, so these bowls are just packed some pure Sun Farm sativa. Yeah, so maybe some people can post the reviews in the chat. Which do you prefer? Cheaper rent and roommates, or more expensive rent and then fucking having your own place? Is it worth it? Because it depends on who your roommates are, right? That's one major disappointment I had with the new weed that I ordered from the government. It tasted amazing the first day, but because it was still fresh. When I fucking bought it, put it in a jar when I got it, all of a sudden it was sitting in the fucking boiling heat wave. Like I'm talking so hot, it's like being in a sauna. So that probably wasn't good for the weed because within a day or two, it's already so fucking harsh I can barely smoke it. And now I still have the rest of the ounce. I only enjoyed maybe a gram or two before it went bad. So that's a bit of a piss off. And people are like saying, don't put your weed in the fridge or the freezer. I'm like, well fuck, I'm pretty sure if I would have did, I'd have a whole ounce of fresh weed right now. Instead I got a fucking ounce of weed that tastes like shit. That's why sometimes I'm always thinking, why do I listen to people's advice when I know it's wrong? It's like I'm so against my own advice. Like, surely other people know better than I do. And I think the argument against putting it in the fridge was that it would get dankier or something. I'm like, well, fuck, compared to what? Drying out and tasting like shit? Like, Like, I had it in mason jars, I put it in the most cool dark part of my house that I have, but when you're living in a fucking sauna... Now, thank God, I'm looking after my uncle and he got some air conditioning. Well, I hooked it up for him. Because I really don't think he was going to survive the rest of the summer if just with a fan. Wasn't enough. No, it's good too. I found out after that the government home that I would have put him in, if we couldn't look after him anymore, doesn't have air conditioning. So for all the fucking struggle we're doing to help keep him here so he can stay longer, at least he's getting air conditioning. Because at one point I was wondering if maybe the nurses at these government homes would do a better job. Because doing full-time care for someone isn't easy, right? It's easy to fuck shit up. It's hard to learn how to lift people. And it's what's other news in Entropia? McCormick had that video, but I'm pretty sure that was just bullshit because I haven't heard anything new about it. So I probably won't even cover that anymore. Oh, they had that big hunting event that's going on at Calypso. Maybe I'll go and check it out. I've never really been into those hunting events other than for skilling dodge. People showed me, they're like, yeah, some of these giant mobs that Calypso organizes events for, if you don't have any ammo, you can just go and get killed by them. And once they kill you, it's like a level 1000 creature killing you, so it gives you way more experience. So it's like, well, that's kind of cool. So I could just go around picking up stones, get some kick-ass fucking dodge and shit. That's actually the other game I'm playing right now, is I'm boosting up dodge skill as much as I can. I'm like, man, even in Entropia, dodge is pretty crucial. Like when I was hanging out with Bonnie and when she was recording her streams, it was like, man, my dodge skill, you could tell. People are getting hit way more than me. And they were wearing armor and fucking more advanced rings. The only thing I was thinking is I wasn't hitting the mobs, so maybe that increased it. So like the mobs didn't really focus on hitting me because I hadn't shown any aggression towards them. So they focused their attacks on people that hit them instead. Yeah, that's probably what it is. There's no way I have more dodge skill than the players Bonnie hangs out with. Now I noticed Bonnie hangs out with a lot of really cool Uber players, so if you guys want to see some good videos about people spending a lot more money in the game than me, highly recommend their videos. My videos are more about how to make PED rather than how to lose it. I jinxed that one, didn't I? I'm gonna get a few fails in a row. Let's see how this crafting mission success is going. So far we have 54 successful attempts out of 500. 500! Yeah, what other Entropia news? I didn't see any comments in the last video about all the ideas I proposed. I'm assuming because the video was really boring and shitty, no one watched it, so... I don't know, maybe I'll just briefly mention it. If anyone didn't hear it in the last video, I was wondering people's opinion about hosting a Star Trek convention or another type of virtual convention within the Entropia universe. Why? Because the whole world situation right now is all fucked up with... really put a damper on the convention scene. And B, I used to play another MMO before Entropia was invented, and they were big into having sci-fi conventions in an MMO environment, and it was a hit. Like, I'm talking thousands of people that just log into the game just to be at the convention. So if Mindark and fucking anyone else playing Entropia wants to see a boom of new players in the game, you might want to check into my convention idea. And if any of the Mindark officials are wondering how it was pulled off, I don't know if there's a way to go into the archive and look into it, but the game I used to play that did it was called Cybertown. I don't know, is anyone else from Entropia old enough that they remember the game that was popular before Entropia, Cybertown? It was like a really low-grade graphics version of this game. It had almost everything this game has, minus the crafting. When it came to getting items, they had this place I think it was like an auction that you could just buy items, and then once the limited items sold out, if you were lucky to get a few of them off the auction, boom, all of a sudden the values would just skyrocket. So that's what I used to do in Cybertown, is buy and resell items, stock up my apartment with them, and then go to conventions. They had killing in that game, but I don't think the killing actually gave you loot. It was just PvP for fun. And it didn't cost anything to hunt and kill in that game because you weren't winning anything. Well, yeah, and the way Cybertown was set up is every day you logged in, it did that bonus where consecutive login days, and they would just give you a little bit of money each day. Sort of like a socialist welfare system. National socialism within the virtual world. Gotta watch those guys. I'm surprised how many people are like that. They're like, hey, National Socialism's great. I'd be like, do you realize that is what Nazi is a short form of, right? It's like, how far has our society become opposite that we've already forgotten what the word means? It's like, you know what I think is a great idea? Trains going somewhere. Sorry, that was a horrible joke. No, definitely don't want to be making fun of anything mass murders or holocausts or anything. Seen what happens to PewDiePie with that. I can't even remember what his discretion was. Does anyone else like to watch PewDiePie? I'll watch his videos a little bit, but not a religious follower of his or anything. Sorry, I didn't mean to call him her. Hey, maybe that can start a battle between me and PewDiePie. I misgendered him. How do you like that, Pewdie? I think early on in my YouTube career, I did send Felix, or what's his name, PewDiePie, a fucking message on Facebook to see if he would respond about doing some collaborations. No response yet. If anyone wants to help forward that message. No, really, I'm kind of paranoid if something ever like that did occur. Because it's nice to have a small channel. I'm not as worried about losing it. It's like, I was even having one patron monthly. I'm like, oh fuck, I better keep this going or I'm gonna lose it. Buck a buck. No, but I really appreciate the patron. I can't believe it. It's like years and years I never got one. Then all of a sudden. Nah, pretty sure I haven't got any blueprints yet in 265 clicks. That's pretty much horseshit. Let me check. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's like really bad. So I'm surprised you can't even get some component. I'm not even asking for fucking limited prints here. I'm talking just some basically screwed prints. You can't even loot that. I shouldn't keep mocking it. Let's try another location. Let's go back to my towers. I'm pretty sure I remember crafting next to my booth, or next to my shops. Yeah, this could be him. Here's Dragon. Excuse me. Yeah, Cthulhu. I'm pretty sure this is the one. Yeah, this is the one that I used to have. Because I remember always seeing that guy's poster. So this could actually be the same person I sold the shop to. I'm pretty sure this poster was still there. So maybe I'm getting something mixed up. Unless that one belongs to that. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, so this place hasn't changed owners very much. It's almost still the same owners when I was owning it years ago. Alright, so this is sometimes what I would do is I'd run into people crafting here and they'd be getting globals. So let's try this terminal. Maybe they were on to something. Not just on something. Yeah, so what's popular convention topics people would want to see? I don't know, I used to go to Fan Expo convention, and I'd see a lot of stuff like, I don't know, to be honest, I became a vendor at Fan Expo, like sharing my ancient mystery research. So I kind of got out of the loop with what was popular within pop culture, especially not watching movies for years and years. It got a little bit too much feminism prone for me. It's like, I don't mind doses of feminism if it's done in the right way. Like, I kind of remember when feminism was like my Star Wars, the original Star Wars, Princess Leia, where she wasn't the typical hero of the movie. Luke would try to save her, but then he would fuck up and she would be like, oh, I can save the day. So it was like the type of feminism where he expected the men to be better, but then the women were better, they got the last laugh. Then you're like, okay, that's pretty funny, ha ha ha. But now that's where it's like the way feminism expanded in movies. It's kind of like the woman is the hero, and then the men don't do anything to help or at all. And then the women are just like, ha ha ha. It's like, it doesn't really make me laugh as much as it used to. Maybe it should, and something wrong with me. Now, and sometimes maybe everything's changed in movies now and it's not all feminist. Could just be me. A couple movies I watched and it was just those. Like, I was tempted to watch that Ghostbusters movie. I heard it worked out well. No, that Dan Aykroyd, I was listening to an interview with him. If anyone's into paranormal stuff and conventions, maybe we could get a paranormal convention in Entropia. Or a Ghostbusters convention in Entropia. That'd be kind of neat. What we would reveal is if there was like some celebrity that actually plays Entropia, which there must be at least one or two. If they'd be up for doing some sort of convention. Like, even if Neverdie came, like, I'd go to a convention that Neverdie was at. I don't know how many other players would. There's a lot of people that hate him. Now, I go through stages of loving and hating Neverdie. Usually when his plans are new, I hate them. And then after I think about them for a while, I'm like, fuck, he was right. I swear to God, I'm not just saying that to try to get invited to another hunt. Now, I'm trying to fix my camera, and I thought I had my desktop locked. I'm going to try to fix that, folks. Pisses me off. There we go. Now, I haven't been watching. Did this terminal get a global? Any blueprints? Let me check. Now, when I first started getting into conventions, it was Star Trek that was huge. Stargate was pretty big. Anime was starting to get big. Well, I shouldn't say starting to get big. It was just starting. Alright, so that's pretty much it, but we'll let it keep going. I'm only 40 clicks in. Maybe there'll be some better stuff. Maybe it should be a video game convention in Star Trek. Maybe if we could get some famous video game people, like, I don't know, who's a famous video game person? Like, maybe some YouTuber, like, what's his name, Ninja or something? PewDiePie would obviously be a big one. If we could get PewDiePie to come to Entropia, that would probably crash the servers. Probably, what am I kidding? It would definitely crash the servers. So that's the one thing I think Mindark might not embrace, this whole convention idea, is really they'd have to expand the servers to hold like fucking like World of Warcraft type amount of players, hundreds of millions. And then all of a sudden, once the convention was over, all the players would stop logging in. Unless they could sort of hook them somehow and be like, hey, you should keep using this Entropia account. Like hell, in the future, they could expand it so not only be voting for Never Die in an election, they could put real life votes in Entropia. Like, who knows how bad, like, maybe this one pandemic situation isn't even the last, and it's just going to keep getting worse and worse. I don't want to think like that, but in a way, it would get us all into Entropia more, right? Like, ah, fuck, I can never go outside again. I'm going to be playing Entropia 24 hours a day for the rest of my life. Getting paid to do it by my government, hopefully. Canada government situation like that is kind of sketch. Like, hey, have all this money to stay home, but there's a chance you'll have to pay it all back. It's like, oh, well, I sure hope that doesn't happen. Now, let's hope that the world does improve. We won't all be stuck inside and playing Entropia. But that's one good thing about Entropia. Even if the whole world goes to shit, at least we still got this environment. I fucking love the Entropia universe. Every time life kind of went to shit on me, I tended to spend more time in Entropia. And that's what really seemed to get me through it. I'm like, holy shit, there's like a whole nother universe I can exist in where my life isn't shit anymore. Doesn't even really matter what's bugging you. It's like something's like you're drinking too much. Well, you're always, well, I guess you're not really sober in Entropia. Poor example. I'm pretty sure my avatar is fucking wasted. No, like say you're like disabled in real life, like your legs don't work or something. But in Entropia, you'll always have working legs. Or what if you're bald in real life and in Entropia you have hair? So you're like, all right, I'm always in a universe that has hair. Really, to be honest, I fucking would hate that universe. I used to love having long hair, but I actually cut it before I started going bald and got into shaving it. Because I kind of could tell that I had a lot of family history of everyone going bald, so I'm like, it's going to happen eventually. So I actually started shaving my head a few years earlier. People are like, man, you look so weird with fucking shaved head. I'm like, don't worry, you're going to have to get used to it. Now, the major advantages to having no hair, it's the obvious, it's fucking way cooler. Never have to pay for haircuts. Fucking whole situation, I was like, oh, I can't cut my own hair. It's like, fuck, I can cut my own hair easy. Well, it's not easy. It took a few weeks or a few years maybe of fucking it up bad. I used to try free cutting without a mirror, and it only took a couple of those before I'm like, fuck, I keep missing spots. So then I got mirrors so I could see all around. And then once you can see everywhere, it's easy to cut. Oh yeah! Did you guys see that? I got over a ped. Right, everything I said about Monria, it's off the table. It's fucking amazing loot. Look at that. Over a ped. Now that's not going to make or break this, but I was wondering if I'm ever going to get something over a ped. That was fucking a brutal stretch and nothing. Over 1,000 clicks, really. Now, people are asking me how hard crafting is to get started. It is like a big fucking ped drain. So I encourage people to build up at least 200 ped before you get into it. Like trying to start crafting with maybe 10 or 20 ped, it's not going to be enough. If you want to have any chance of breaking even and being able to continue it in a chain, definitely need to start with at least 200. Maybe I'll try that. I'll do a mission starting with 200 ped and see how long I can craft it before it goes down to 0. That'd be kind of a neat mission chain. Do a series of videos, see how long I can keep it going. Watch it be one video, it's all gone. Alright, let's see. No blueprints yet. Alright, before we continue this crafting run, it's going to have the best epic Hall of Fame you've ever seen in the game. Like 40,000 ped from just a goddamn little print. We'll see right after this break from the sponsor. Hey everybody, today's show is brought to you by Crack! Crack, it'll fuck you up. Ah, jeez. Pressing a Hura Mazda there and he just doesn't want to use the portal. Alright, let's begin the next crafting. Oh yeah, almost forgot. Remember how I was saying that thing? If you get a few fails, you want a chance at the big Hall of Fame and Global, you gotta push it all the way up to the top with the meter. So, do a couple clicks at that. Pretty sure it's not going to be nothing. Or it is going to be nothing. Oh, I had a near success. Even near successes, sometimes when you have it at full condition, you'd be surprised. I've had a near success that was over 100 ped once, I think. Not from this print, but... Alright, well we can see that getting an actual success on the fucking full boost is almost near impossible here. Maybe it's just a bad time. I was thinking because I had a couple fails in a row it might be a good time, but... let's try 3 more. 1. 2. Oh, near success. Shitty near success. Ooh, another near success. Now let's shut it down. Getting those 2 near successes at 24 pec, that's almost enough to cover all those attempts I took fishing for the global. Let's try boosting it up to the U, just for a little bit of the run. Don't want to get anything too crazy. I still want lots of successes. Let's see, we're at 117 successes towards the main daily crafting mission. And if anyone's wondering too, like how much time it takes to complete this daily crafting mission, really depends. Like how many successes are you going to get? So if you're using a blueprint that has a high success rate, then you'll probably be finishing it way faster. Or you should be. If not, you might be as high as me. I doubt anyone's that high. Off weed anyways. If something else, then yeah, definitely. Now, I'll try not to make all my Entropia videos always me doing vaporizing too. I'll do a week or 2 series where I'll cut back on using cannabis. Maybe for a whole month we'll try. No cannabis for a month. Maybe we'll do a sober October. The only thing I noticed that's really bad for my streaming, if I don't do any cannabis, is it makes me pretty aggressive, even more so for the first few weeks. I think it's the whole body chemistry adjusting, because normally cannabis floods your body with the drugs or chemicals to make you more relaxed and less aggressive. Yeah, wasn't that always the argument with weed legalization? They're saying, why did the government make a drug that makes everyone relaxed and less violent illegal? Well, they left the opposite drug that makes everyone more violent and aggressive legal than alcohol. I think the obvious answer to that, if any conservatives would want to say, is that weed affects people differently. Or like most people, you know that if they have a sip of alcohol, they're not just going to randomly have like a psychotic episode. And they are extremely rare, but not in cases I noticed where people have had like serious trauma before, like say been in a war or a car accident or something. It's like people that have had those, they are at higher risk of all of a sudden just having some psychotic episode from weed. Where all of a sudden with alcohol, if you give them a drink, they could just like sober up and be okay. So there is a bigger risk there. Now, some people debate that are like so pro weed, and they say there's nothing that can ever bad happen with weed. Well, just wait till you've experienced it firsthand. If not actually yourself, seeing someone you know that has it happen. Like when I was younger, we used to hang out with a group of people, and one guy that was fucking perfectly good tolerance for weed, never any psychotic episodes. Then all of a sudden he had some bad interactions with the cops, where I think he got busted for driving with no insurance like twice in a week. So he got like almost like 20 grand in fines. It was going to take him like a decade to pay it off. And he was going to lose his license and his ability to work because he lived way out in the country. So anyways, after he had all those fucking bad like traumatic events, he couldn't smoke weed again. It's like every time he did, he would have a psychotic episode, similar to the ones triggered by his traumatic events. So it's almost like you have to be careful with weed. Like, I'm pretty sure if he has a beer, he won't trigger in those psychotic episodes. So in a way, the alcohol people are right. Now, I seen one guy's psychotic episode to weed was pretty scary, that he went to like a zombie state. Where it's like not that he was eating brains or anything, but he just didn't fucking respond when you spoke to him. Now I'm just cleaning the screen here. Filled up my Zippo, so at least I'm not wasting Bic lighter fluid. Now what happened to this poor guy who had a psychotic episode is we knew that he had a bad trauma history where I think it was his brother or his brother and his family were like hardcore criminals, like grew up in a rough environment. So they were like abusing him when he was a kid to the point where they're getting him drunk when he was like 10 years old and shit. So he had like a lot of already like pre-existing conditions. And we're like, oh, it's only weed. He's not going to have that bad reactions to it. And we weren't forcing him to take it or anything. Where he just wanted to hang out with us. And so then, yeah, we went back and we were all sitting around playing video games. I think it was the 3DO system. It was a Road Rash for the 3DO. That game was sick. So anyways, we were all sitting around the TV. And he had a couple puffs of the joint. Seemed okay at first, where he's just laughing, talking with everyone. And then it came time to his turn in the game. We're like, hey man, it's your turn. Go to hand him the controller. And he was just sitting there like this. We're like, hey man, are you okay? And he'd just be like... And then we're like, holy shit, man, like, should we call an ambulance? Or like, what the hell's going on? And everyone's like, well, he's not like dying or anything, so what are we going to do with the ambulance? Just give him some time. Maybe he'll sober up soon. So like a few hours goes by and we're like, holy shit, man, like, what are we going to do? And I can't even remember what happened. I'm pretty sure I stayed there long enough that it was like 5 or 6 hours later and he was still like that. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure I asked my friend the next day and it was like 10 or 12 hours later. Eventually he started to respond. I was like, holy fuck, man. That wasn't good. Pretty scary shit. So I don't want to get the impression where everyone's going to think, oh, this is the Entropian player who's like trying to get everyone to do weed. It's like, no, weed is actually super dangerous. Well, not that. In most cases, probably not, but there is cases where it is. So I'm not an advocate trying to say it's the best thing for everyone. Like, hell, if I didn't have so many back issues, I probably would have never did as much weed. Maybe. Alright, so I got another good boosting skill. Or no, that was ped. Alright, let's see. What was my biggest value so far? Still that $1.65, but I had a bunch of 13 packs in there, so that wasn't too bad. But on the bright side, I do have 145 of these completed, so I'm just going to boost it to full. Let's get some full ones done. Holy, first one? Or no, I was going to say first one was a ped. But I forgot to hit this. There we go. First one was a fail. That sounds more like it. Now, thankfully, that guy that was going through rough times with those psychotic episodes of both of them, I think ended up recovering their lives to some degree. I know the one guy, I think, even has a whole family and shit now, kids of his own. So I'm pretty sure he was able to just stop doing weed and not get those episodes again. Thank God. I'm pretty sure last time I talked to him, he was saying that he was okay now. So maybe he can smoke weed again, I don't know. If I was him, I probably wouldn't be risking it. Holy! And a $1.73 or a ped 73. Alright, so finally my Monreal luck is starting to turn around. You guys can see if you have a few little $1 or $2 boosts like that, you're likely gonna fucking pay off the 3 ped you lose by doing a 30 ped run getting the skill. I was kind of disappointed last run, I didn't really get anything over a ped, so it's kind of nice. This crafting terminal is paying out a little better than I expected. Really, can you imagine I got a recycle print that was like around 90% clicks left? I would fucking get like 200 ped from that. And here I'm fishing for it. People are complaining, probably watching these videos, going, oh, it's a fucking waste of time, you'll never get anything good. But I'm fishing. When I hit that fucking recycle print, everyone will be like, holy fuck, you got a 90 click recycle print? So, this strategy ain't so bad. It gets your fishing rod in the water, right? Or your lure in. Now, so far I've only ever looted the recycle print once, so it is kind of like a bit of a stretch to say you're going to get it all the time. Probably highly unlikely, unless you found a better way to craft than me, and I'm sure some people have. Now, if anyone ever watches boxing history, the whole world situation when I'm not playing Entropia, I started to dive in a little bit to the sports archives. I know on regular cable TV they're showing sports archives from like last season. I'm like, fuck, I just seen last season. I want to see something further back, like maybe the 1900s, something I haven't even seen before. Or something so far back I don't even know the outcomes. So I started watching Jack Dempsey. I never even heard of him. Well, I had heard the name, but I've never actually seen him or knew anything about him, other than that he was a fighter. And there was a video on YouTube explaining that Jack Dempsey was the idol of Mike Tyson. So when Mike Tyson was like, hey, there's someone I want to idolize and be just like, he liked Jack Dempsey. It's funny how that's relevant to today. Mike Tyson has this big comeback that he's doing. He's going to start with Evander Holyfield. If he doesn't get his ass beat badly, he's going to use that as a tune-up fight to work his way for another title shot. And I think what's going to happen, you just look to the past. Mike Tyson, I don't know how he did it, but he fucking imitated Jack Dempsey so well. Like, not only did he have the same haircut, the same like physical build and demeanor, but like just the way he fought and his fighting style was almost identical. It's like you watch two shadows next to each other of them, they look just like each other. Same aggressive nature, how he used to lunge in with those hooks and uppercuts. Keeping real low, because I think Jack Dempsey was like one of the smaller fighters for his weight division. And really, Mike Tyson achieved everything that Jack Dempsey did and better, except for one thing. And I was looking in the archives and I was like, oh, this explains probably what Mike Tyson's trying to do. It's like Jack Dempsey long ago, he was in this big epic fight where he had to kill, or not kill, beat up, or win a fight against like this unstoppable fighter. This like huge fucking, I forget what his name was. Another guy named Jack, I think. I can't remember. But anyways, so yeah, he beats this guy, and then he's like, or no, what happened was, is Jack Dempsey, after beating that really unstoppable guy, or no, what it was is this really huge guy. Yeah, that's what it was. A giant, like a 6'6" guy, was like, just like beat up the best world champion, who had like a reign of like 20 years. So he's like, oh, I'm the giant, no one can beat me. And then Jack Dempsey goes in there and just pummels him. It was one of the worst beatings in boxing history. I think he smashed out like 6 of his teeth, and it was all in like one round. It was intense. But anyway, so I was like, that's basically what Tyson Fury is right now. He's the big giant. He's like, oh, I beat up the world's best. And he's like, I'm the giant. No one can stop me, right? So that's basically what Jack Dempsey had to stop during his career. So I really don't think Tyson's going to do well against Holyfield. Maybe he will. And get this shot against Tyson Fury. But can you imagine he does? When he goes in there against Tyson Fury, he's going to act just like Jack Dempsey. He'll be like fucking hunting the giant. And if you put anyone to hunt a giant, I'm pretty sure like Mike Tyson's probably the one to do it. Especially when he has that whole motivation of like, here's his opportunity to beat Jack Dempsey again at one of his best like attributes. To outdo Dempsey. So let's see if that prediction comes true. Maybe this fight with Evander Holyfield won't even happen. Yeah, another interesting thing was the whole Jack Dempsey era occurred around the early 1920s and stuff. So they were around the whole Spanish flu and stuff. And what happened was, I'm pretty sure boxing had some big layovers. Like they didn't get big crowds of people, so the big title fights actually got postponed. So Jack Dempsey had some big gaps in his career. People are criticizing him for not fighting. I'm like, it was the fucking Spanish flu. God sakes, you wanted him to fight in that? And he also started becoming an actor, same way like Mike Tyson did. How they became like famous and were able to do celebrity shit for a while. That's what I wonder too. It's like if anyone wants to learn about what's going to happen in the future, if you study the history of what's happened before, things do repeat enough that you can get a pretty good idea. But obviously you won't know for sure, but it'll give you a pretty good educated guess. It's like things in Entropia. A lot of people have the loot pool theories. Sure, a lot of these loot pools are way off, or theories, but maybe some of them do actually help people enough that it's worthwhile to even consider it. Like switching terminals. I put that in the chat, and a few Entropian players are like, hey, yeah, we did try switching terminals. We agree with the theory that switching them up can change your luck. Speaking of, we're coming to the end of this video, so what I'll do is switch up the terminal. Let's try a little magic, Dempsey magic. Now I was thinking, go to the opposite tower, which reminds me, I used to have shops in both towers. God, I miss my Monria shops. If anyone wants to donate one to the stream, I'll be willingly to accept it. I don't know, all these guys got such nice shops. Oh, Buzz Eric Lightyear, he's really good. If anyone's seen the all-time Hall of Fames, I'm pretty sure he has a few of them on there. Now this makes more sense. Everyone that has a shop looks like they're using it pretty good. Do they really need a vehicle print shop here on Monria? Yeah, maybe I'll give that as a shout out to the creators of Monria. If you want a daily YouTuber to have a shop on your moon, you know who to talk to. I swear I'll buy it from you for a very good price. Can you tell when I'm lying? Now, and if anyone does want to come on and start being an extra voice to speak to about Entropia while I play Entropia, just give me a shout. They can promote their YouTube channels, even if they're not doing Entropia, if they have other game content they want to promote. But I would like to promote just Entropia at first. Makes more sense. But anyways, yeah, if anyone wants to jump into the show and give that a shot, just let me know. It doesn't have to be a super serious interview, so if you've never done interviews on shows before, don't freak out about it. You can use mine as practice to get yourself ready for a real professionals. That's what I tell all the girls that I date. I'm like, you're probably going to get a guy way better than me, so you can just use me in the time being. Let's be honest about this. It's like I can think of worse ways to be used. Now I try to keep my mind out of the gutter, so what I did is I joined one of the video game singles groups on Facebook. I'm sure that'll help. Now, I'm pretty sure the group isn't really that real, but we'll check it out anyways. I tried the regular dating stuff, but most people just want to meet up and make out and then never speak again, so being a germaphobe, that's really not the type of behavior I like to repeat. It's like sex is great and all, but it's not really worth AIDS. Nah, I just like try to keep enjoying not having any STDs as long as I can. I know it's probably not the greatest odds these days. Gotta keep partners down as low as possible. Now, what are they saying? The odds of people having STDs is 1 in 3 now? I was like, holy fuck. It's like, when are the odds of winning the lottery gonna get like that? But the good news that I heard is AIDS is almost completely curable now. To the point where they can give you medications where you can pass any test that'll detect AIDS or not. I was like, holy fuck, that's kind of dangerous in a way. You're like, oh, you thought I had AIDS? Just test. But it's good news, because back when I was in high school, people were like dying of AIDS and stuff. Well, maybe people still do, so that cure costs a lot of money. I don't even know what the deal with that is. Now, I was watching it on CNN. They had a whole fucking commercial about gay love and how AIDS is cured now. I was like, wow, that's really neat for CNN to promote this. It's like, I had no idea. Thank you, CNN. My whole life is revolutionary change. No, I'm just kidding. Now, I'm sure that's big news for a lot of people. You tell, that was a little harsh. Oh shit, we're over the hour mark. Alright, so we'll wrap up this crafting run. Thanks again for everyone for watching. I'll try to make the episodes more upbeat and exciting. Sorry for having a few there that I could barely speak. I was fucking boiling to death in heat waves. I don't know if anyone's experienced heat waves in southern Ontario, but if you haven't, you should try it out sometime. If you ever wondered what hell was like, you give it a shot. Now, I always laugh because like people like come from all over Africa here and they gag and they're like, holy fuck, it's hot. It's like, yeah, what, you thought it wasn't? They're like, the whole Canada thing, right? They're like, they assume that Canada is cold year round. It's like, no, we're fucking lava part of the year. And then like 9 months of the year, it's fucking winter. Depending what parts of Canada too. You can get some parts that are cold all year. You just have to go way farther north. The whole deal with Canada is we built all our cities right on the US border. Or all the major cities. Like heck, if you go far enough north, it's not even Canada anymore. I think none of it, is it still Canada or is it its own country technically? But yeah, none of it's a province in Canada. That's what I think it is. Alright, thanks everyone for watching the show. Let's see what I got. Today, to finish up, I suggest checking out Enhanced Mirtha Logistics. Looks like a good shop to me. And Buzz Eric Lightyear's Crafted Item Shop. Mining amps to get you to the Hall of Fame list and beyond. Monria, the only tax place to mine indoors. Really? So it's tax-free, eh? Alright, so big shout out to Buzz Eric Lightyear. He's not an official sponsor of my show or anything, but I figured it'd be neat to finish up with some content that's cool. Someone else's. Alright, everyone, I hope you keep watching the show and giving it likes. If you can, it really helps me out. I really appreciate it. Every like, it really cheers my day up so much, especially when it comes to Entropia, because this is really the channel I always wanted to succeed. It's my favorite game to play. I've been playing it for so many years. Alright guys, and I really appreciate for everyone checking out the links below too. And if you haven't, I encourage you to, because so many people have. So I'm assuming the links are working out really good for a lot of people. If anyone wants to put any comments in the chat of how the links have worked out for you, how much PED you've already made from Entropia partners and got into the game thanks to watching my videos, that'd be a huge boost. If I started hearing people telling me stories like that, would really make my day. Even more than getting patrons. But if you want to test it out, you could help by joining the patron list too. And, what was I going to do for insects today? Let's say groundhog? No. An anteater is ant-eating ants. And the ants get spit out. And the ants have diarrhea from almost getting eaten by a fucking anteater. That anti-diarrhea gets into your vaporizer and you give that a vape. Tastes like ant shit. Give it a dislike. Because I hope you don't like ant shit. I'm pretty sure that would kill you, so don't vaporize it. But, in other cases, yeah, if anyone wants to give the dislike for no reason whatsoever, because they didn't vaporize anything, I understand that too. I noticed I got a few haters that are hating my videos, so yeah, if you're hating, if you can just help me out with a little bit of criticism of why you hate the videos. Maybe it's just me in general you hate. So there's nothing really I can fix about that. So, yeah, either way, if the haters can keep doing that, though, I appreciate it. Because even if you post a hate and no explanation why, just hating. I found out in radio that for every one hater you get, you usually have about 100 people that like your show. So if you pile up the haters, it's actually a good sign. So don't worry too much, everyone. If I start getting a whole bunch of haters, it's not going to make me shut down the video anytime soon. At least I hope not. I'm also expanding to more content with vlogging outside. Maybe I'll be able to find some cool video game shit. There's a couple studios that used to have stuff near me. I don't know if they're shut down with the whole world events, but I'll go check out some local video game stuff in real life. So that'd be cool. Appreciate everyone again. And what else was, I know I'm stalling because I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, make sure that you never watch or buy, never ever buy the products from my sponsor, because they will ruin your life. Worse than mine, I swear to God. Watch the videos and subscribe. You'll love them. Or you'll hate them, and I'll be a liar.